You know, guys, I've been stressed out recently, but I know just the thing to fix it. Oh, yeah. You guys know, right, that it's scientifically proven that a top 5 stress reliever is just ripping in the boxes. Okay, maybe not scientifically proven, but that's what we're doing. Welcome one, welcome all back to the Giga Haul. This is part 21. I can't wait to get into it. There are a couple items here that I've been waiting for a long time, just eagerly anticipating. So, I'm not going to waste any time. Let's get right into it. These two are very exciting. They are the Tomica 2023 Lightning McQueen Day releases, of course. If you guys don't know, every year for September 5th, a Lightning McQueen Day, or at least around that date, Tomica does a couple, 2 to 3, sometimes just one, sometimes even more, special releases. Last year, it was the trio of gold, McQueen, Mater, and Mac. Sometimes I kind of lose track of, yeah, that was the year before actually. And then last year was the Cherry Blossom McQueen and Mater, the Japanese Cherry Blossom versions. This year we have a very different blue and gold type McQueen and Mater. It's very interesting, very different, and happy to see them experimenting with something new every year, you know, whether it be the gold ones, the cherry blossom ones, or the blue ones. They're keeping it fresh, and that I really appreciate. It's something that Mattel doesn't do really at all. So that is why I don't limit myself just to one brand. But yeah, these look awesome. I will be doing a review of these, so stay tuned for that. Or maybe I've already posted at this point. Who knows when this Giga Haul will come out. That's the fun part about it. We got a couple Battle Force 5 items, of course, the obligatory Battle Force 5 items in the Giga Haul. A Zelix for Zemric. These were really cheap on Facebook Marketplace, and I really enjoyed ordering from there. I have never really bought like through their system. Like I've bought from people on there, but it's never been through like their selling interface, like where you actually like add items to a cart. I didn't even know they had that feature. Super easy, great seller, safe, not scammy at all. It was great and very cheap. Obviously, the person still made a profit because these were sold at Kmart for $2.29, probably back in like 2010 or 11. But yeah, happy to get that, even if it isn't one of the rarer Battle Force 5 releases. Same thing here with this Fangor. This one doesn't have the Kmart tags. That adds a little bit of history to it, but still cool. You guys know this is one of my favorite shows of all time, even if, you know, it's an older animated show. Just a great story. Now this is one I didn't have at all, the Pop-Out Weapon Scarab, the last one that I really need. I mean, I need Zendril, right? Of course, everyone needs the Zendril, the rarest Battle Force 5 item of all time. But realistically, this was like the last pop-out one that I needed here. I actually had tried to order it before, and it just never came. It was so weird. So finally got this guy. It looks pretty cool. I like this vehicle. It's all yellowed and like faded on the back, which is a little disappointing. But I mean, with these Battle Force 5 items, you can't get anything in mint condition or mint card. It's just impossible. So I really don't care about that when it comes to Battle Force 5 stuff. And then this is my first no eyes air in quite some time. It has satiated my hunger. You guys know my favorite type of air is no eyes airs. This one's kind of weird. It's got like a white film over where his eyes are supposed to be because you can still see the compartments for his eyebrows and then just the white space or the eyelids. But yeah, really cool. It's kind of funny though, like I've had so many of these Caleb Worthy Jet Robinsons packs. Like I got one that I thought looked like a Jet Robinson variant or whatever, so I have more than I really should, and then here's just another one. It's a nice pack for sure, like no doubt about it. But yeah, very happy to finally get another no eyes there. I probably overspent on it because no one else really cares about these airs except for me, but that just drives me to do more. His eyes even look weird like on the stock image there, so it's almost like he was destined for this. But yeah, these are pretty much one of a kind, which makes them very special. And I'm about to sneeze here, so be prepared for that. Sorry guys, but we're real here on the channel and clumsy apparently. Got a whole bunch of factory customs in this sack. You guys know me. I'm an absolute hound. I'm a hound. I don't know why I did this. I see, the reason why I do some things stupid like this is because of uncertainty. And when I am uncertain about something, I always err on the side of caution. And we'll get to what I'm talking about in just a second here. But here's just a very simple, straightforward, new factory custom of Smell Swell Lightning McQueen. This really isn't anything too earth-shattering. He's got a different expression than the Mattel one. He's obviously not as good a quality, but it's a nice way to get a rather old car that they don't really do all that often. They did do it again, or was it sponsorless McQueen in those boxes exclusive to Walmart? Either way, definitely kind of an interesting version of McQueen that now you might be able to have a second chance at if you don't mind it being a factory custom. Now, along with that, popped up on AliExpress this Rev and Go tractor. And my silly brain thought it was the Thailand version. I thought I'd be able to hound a bunch of them and be able to use them for customs with Jim Scavenger and whatnot. But lo and behold, it is a factory custom of the Rev and Go tractor, which actually may be very promising in the sense that if they could do this, maybe they could do the canceled ones that Mattel obviously have yet to uncancel. No stall, combustor, and tank coat. Now, I still would probably say nope because those were not released and they seem to need like a physical copy of it in order to make a factory custom of it. Whether it be Tomica or Mattel, they need a physical version of it, and they obviously had that for Rev and Go here. I mean, there is communication between Thailand and China, so they were like, hey dude, like here, take this Thailand Rev and Go tractor. People love these things. Make a boatload of them and you'll be fine. Now, what is cool about it, it actually gives us like a Chinese version of something that people probably would love to have a Chinese version of. Like, it's very much known that Thailand is not super desirable. I mean, people are cool with it because you have to accept reality, but the switch to Thailand has generally been disliked by collectors, you know, a decline in quality of the decals mainly. And so now you get a Chinese version of one of the only made in Thailand releases. Now, the decals still aren't great. I mean, it is a factory custom. That means counterfeit fake, by the way. They're just produced, you know, on massive scale. So you can kind of say they're a custom. I mean, that is, you know, factory custom is a proper term for them. And on the other side of that, he has like a new expression as well. It's much more of like the tractory type expression than the one that the Thailand release had. So this is cool, but I did buy probably way too many of these. I'll probably ship a few off to some friends or whatever. It's cool, like, don't get me wrong, like, this is pretty sweet. Like, it's a nice tractor. And it's always good to have more than not. And everything on AliExpress is literally super cheap, so I really don't feel that bad about it. I did buy a crap load of these. I didn't even realize that. I didn't even remember buying that many of them. Oops. Anyways, moving on to some handmade customs. These are handcrafted. The difference between handcrafted and factory customs are that an actual person, you know, took the time to paint these themselves or 3D printed or whatever it may be instead of being mass produced in a Chinese factory. These are by Jim Scavenger and their customs that I just kind of bought spontaneously. I realized that anytime I review like a custom stock car, people very much so enjoy those videos and tune in. The Walmart stock car last year, the Texas T stock car last year, the Igniter stock car a few weeks ago. And so I was like, well, I know he's got a Target one and I love red and I like metallic, so let me snag one of those. So you guys can expect a review of this sometime, maybe in 2024. I don't know. I have a huge backlog on customs right now, so that one might that one might take a while. And then I was also coaxed into buying this Starbucks coffee next gen custom because I love that he finally, as in he, Jim Scavenger, switched the logo from the actual real life Starbucks logo to the radiator cap logo, like something more carified. And this actually makes it seem like Starbucks is like a Radiator Springs specific coffee shop, which is really cool and fun to me. Like the idea that it opened up like maybe in one of those abandoned buildings in between flows, or like the Casa del Tires, Ramones, and then the courthouse, like that little segment. Like it really is kind of cool to me. Nice little headcanon type thing. He also tossed some piston cups in there, which is fun. And it's just a really cool color as well. It's got some black mixed in with brown, which is something that when said out loud doesn't sound super cool, but it's a very unique aesthetic you don't get to see too much. High octane coffee, Carbucks, and a little metallic green spoiler. They're very cool. Very, very nice looking car. This is one that you might be able to expect to see in the 12 Days of Christmas this year. Still thinking about what I'm going to review in that series. It's going to be a tough one this year. I really don't know. It needs to be good, though, because it's the 10th anniversary, so it has to be an absolute banger season. And then we have this right here. This is something that I've also been pretty excited about. This is going to be like an air-heavy Giga haul. I don't think I've had this many airs in a single Giga haul in quite some time. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. But yeah, you guys know I like my airs. But like if I see an air that is just, the name is different, like it says Flo and it's actually Sally, like I really don't care about those ones. It's something that is like fundamentally different that gets me all rattled up. And this one is certainly that. Now you know who you are that sent this to me. I really do appreciate that. I appreciate you watching my videos. Not only that, but also shipping this air my way because I absolutely adore these things. And at first glance, you might not be able to recognize what the air is. I'll kind of show it around. Can you guys see? Can you guys spot the air? So yeah, something is wacky with Ivy for sure. I've never ever seen an air like this in my entire life. It's almost unspun, but it's not. Like it has been riveted. The Mossy Ivy up there. But the axles are wonky as heck. Like, holy cow, man, I have never seen anything like that. Instead of going into the tires and, you know, functioning properly, they penetrated the tires and literally that back one is all cracked because of the axle penetrating it. And this one's probably a bit damaged as well. Like I've never seen anything like this. The axles are just completely misaligned. They are completely lower than they need to be. And it's also like it's really screwed up the tires. Like you could see some wear and like bending of the plastic on the top right there where it's smashing into the main metal body. Like I've never seen anything like this. Like this is just crazy. I almost want to open it, but obviously we're not going to do that. Thankfully they caught this air. Like this is something that I would not have caught. Like I honestly would not have caught this if I was like buying it and opening it up, which I did do. Like I opened one of these up like a month or so ago. I would not have caught this and I would have been disappointed. I would have actually been very upset with myself. So props to you guys. Again, you know who you are. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It would be cool if you had like a double air in here, but it looks like Margaret and Cryptid Buster McQueen are in good shape. So yeah, very cool. Very cool. I've never seen anything like that. Maybe you guys have. Let me know in the comments section below. But definitely one of the most unique airs I have seen in my career. And while we're still on the air train, why not continue? Why not stay on for another couple stops here? This is one of the coolest ones I've seen in a while as well. I'm very interested to see it up close. Because sometimes you gotta be careful with airs. I'm not saying people are trying to scam you, but a lot of people just don't realize that it's not an air. Like I've seen a lot of people think that when someone scams the store. All right, so let me go through this. All right, so someone takes like a 5-pack, take it home, or they buy a 5-pack, take it home, open it very carefully and delicately so it doesn't look like you opened it, switch out one of the cars, and then return it, and then someone then buys that and then thinks it's in there. Now, I actually did something similar to that when I bought a 5-pack in which someone switched out a real George Newman for a beautiful custom of George Newman. It's one of the wildest things that's ever happened to me in my my collecting career. And I did a whole video on that. You guys can check that out. But A lot of people either think that something like that is an air, and it's not, or they think that something that just is normal is in there, like an international package that shows the picture of the car in the name tag rather than the name written out, which has been the case, it had been the case for a long time until they started, removing the name tags and all that stuff from the blisters. And yeah, there are a few other instances. There's a lot where like people just copy eBay listing templates, or they'll copy someone else's listing and all the details, and they happen to copy one that was an air listing, and so they're calling their regular item an air. I mean, so it's crazy. Like, you just gotta be careful when you're looking for airs. Now this one, I almost thought like could have been something like that, but it's definitely not. I did some examination and voila, this is sick. This is probably the best thing that's ever happened to K-Pillar Durev. But K-Pillar Durev got slapped with a sheriff tire. So cool. Nice little white wall action. That could actually be Doc's in theory as well. But yeah, this is awesome. It would be kind of cool to know if that back one there is also sheriff's. I probably would say no. Usually these things are like one. I bet I could probably try and tell, but I have no idea. Yeah, usually these things are just like a one-off on one side. It's not like both sides get that treatment. But yeah, this is really cool. It almost makes K-Pillar Durev look better. But yeah, this is what I love. Like when a peg warmer is in air, gives you an excuse to get that peg warmer out of there. I remember one of my most local Targets had just 1 billion Cars 3 Sarges, like the 2017 version. And I feel like I saw like the same Sarges every single gosh darn time. And then one time when I was there, I was like, well, maybe one of these is an air. And it was. It was like, what? So yeah, 3 airs and 1 Giga haul. That is crazy. There were some last time. You guys know, another one of my favorite styles of airs are the like messed up tires, whether it be unpainted, like this Bling Bling McQueen or the Sally. So it's kind of cool that we have a bunch of those like that. But yeah, those are just straight up like unpainted. That one's a wheel swappage. All right, moving on. I got a half case app from GetMeCollecitlbes, who, of course, check him out. His eBay store is linked in the description below. I also included his email so you can get stuff like this that he doesn't always, sometimes he does, but not always sell on his public eBay store. So this is the half version of Case F, which in my opinion is the best half version of any case of, all time up to present day, because it includes Claire Gunzer and then all 6 of the Disney 100th anniversary releases: Doc, Ramon, Flo, McQueen, Sally, and Mater. Very cool. Obviously, it did not include Cryptid Buster McQueen, which was another new one, but thankfully Case H, a couple cases after this one, did include it. So Walmart had that all covered. Really great. Like, I mean, I just can't believe they included them all, and he has some of these for a great deal. Figured might as well just grab it up. Like, it's a very momentous case, so it's one of those I'd like to keep just sealed. Like, that will never be opened, even though that's really boring, I admit. All right, and someone shipped me something in this weird box. I was like, what is this? A timer? Like, that's strange. Not the best packaging in the world, but somehow came out unscathed. So yeah, this was one of the mini 3-packs, or actually I think the only mini 3-pack that I never found in a store. Snot Rod, Mater. Let's try that again. Snot Rod, Mac, and DJ. Yeah, it's really weird. This case was really a struggle for me. I only found one of the Super Speeder Maters. I think I only found one of the Sukis, and never found one of these. So had to resort to get it off eBay because, I really wanted one to keep in the package, especially Snot Rod. I mean, that's a very iconic release that this one will probably become quite rare going forward. Gives me like Mr. Drippy vibes when he was released in a 3-pack to begin his mini racer career. But yeah, this is going to be a good year for minis, I would say. I hope so. I'll try and not give you too much of a hint because I can't. But I mean, all I'll say is that there'll be some tuner action. That's all I'll say. All right, that's all I'm going to say about that. All right, let's move on. Moving right along here, we got something in a box still. I've just been too impatient lately. I've been opening up a lot of stuff. But we got some more Battle Force 5 items from that same Facebook Marketplace seller. These two are much rarer than the first two. We got a Zentner. Yeah, this guy was selling these. I feel kind of bad because he could have listed them on eBay and probably gotten like 5 or 6 times the amount I paid. Like, I literally think this was like $7. So yeah, I had to pick it up, and it's like on very good packaging. But yeah, Zentner's one of the rarer ones from the first season. Like, there's not too many from the first season that are that rare. And Zentner, Tangler, Scarab are one of them. Scarab's probably the rarest because I think it was only released internationally. I could be wrong about that, but I believe so. And then the Waller Slaughter here. I really don't like the look of this car because it's so inaccurate. Like, the paint job does not look like that in the show at all. Like, it's a very like bluish gray and just solid color. It doesn't look like waves like this does. So don't really understand how they ended up with this. Like, they did a transparent blue one, like a plastic body blue transparent. Super weird, and honestly looks better than this. But either way, it is what it is. Yeah, cool stuff. Good stuff, good stuff. All right, moving right along. That guy sent me, yeah, that guy was so nice. And he sent me a bunch of packing peanuts, which I will enjoy. Ship them off to probably Astro Smokey. I basically work for Astro Smokey. If you guys didn't know, I get so many cars from him. Now, this is interesting. Now, this came from a good friend of mine who has helped me out in many ways. You know, this is the first time she's actually sent me cars directly from herself. Most of the time, she's serving as like the broker middleman between me and a Chinese seller, but not today. She actually found some stuff at Target that I have not found in any stores this year because, one, this is all stuff from case C of 2023. That case did hit Walmart, but of course only the half version of it did. And the half version didn't include any of these. And it just hit Target stores, but kind of sparingly. Like, I have not been able to find it. And Target's just really spotty for me in terms of singles. Like, I was able to find... What was I able to find? The case from 2022 with Damage the King and Griswold in them. Such an interesting way of shipping it. Nothing like a little Jimmy Dean box there. But here we have a Leroy Hemming. Now, this guy, I think, makes a reappearance in case M, so I might have been a little premature to snag this one. But good stuff. Heyday Leroy Hemming. Leroy Hemming, it's the same exact thing. I don't know why they tacked that on there. But yeah, definitely one of the rarer releases of this year so far. And same thing would apply to Dirt Track Fabulous Hudson Hornet. I swear one of these days they'll tack on Heyday to this as well. Heyday Dirt Track Fabulous Hudson Hornet. What a mouthful. But yeah, excited to have these. I was getting a little worried, especially about this one, because it's a highly iconic, important release of the year, and I always would like to have a couple in the package. That's just how I roll. You guys know how crazy I am. And then there's another one here that's a little bit less exciting, I would say. Kind of slipped under the radar this year, being Suki. Of course, hasn't been released in a year. Harumi was released, or no, it was Chisaki last year, and they did sneak out a Suki this year, and it is technically 2023. It's not a carryover from last year. A lot of people kind of overlooked that, and so I wanted to snag one of these. So very cool, good stuff. Grateful to my friend for sending me those. I swear I'll probably find them at Target like tomorrow. But that's the risk you take. All right, guys, so I know we will continue the Giga haul on. This has only been 23 minutes, but that's all I have as of October 11th, October 13th, actually. October 13th, going to the USC Notre Dame game tomorrow. Go Irish, and I will be back soon with some more scores. All right, we're back, continuing the Giga haul. This is going to be a really good one. Just going to put it out there. I mean, not that all of them aren't great, but I mean, I'm just loving what we're churning through today. We're going to keep the air streak going. There's going to be another one probably eventually in the Giga Haul 21 as well. But this one, it's going to be a little hard to spot. I'm actually really surprised the person who found it noticed this error, but Doug Krankle here has an unpainted mouth. That's right, his mouth is supposed to be painted there, but is the same color as the rest of his front bumper. Not supposed to be like that. Kind of crazy that you would notice something like that, because I'll tell you right now, I sure would not have. Like, sure, I'll notice the white wall tire on K-Pillar Derev, but I'm not going to notice this. You know, it just doesn't stand out that much, so got to give props to the person who did put it on eBay and made a profit off of it. And yeah, same kind of thing with that Mini Racers axle air, even though that one's maybe a tinge bit more noticeable. Both of which, though, I probably could have easily overlooked. So yeah, it actually kind of begs the question, how many airs in my collecting career have I missed? Now here we have another Battle Force 5 item, one that I'm pretty stoked about. I do have a package, one of these. This is one of the rarest Battle Force 5 releases they ever did. This is the Diecasts Season 2, one of the Red Sentients. Kai Burry drives this vehicle, and obviously it's super unique in the sense that you got 6 tires. They're these like skeletal gray wheels. And yeah, super rare. Have one in the package. And now I have one loose, and it's actually really cool because some of these ones are just such unique designs that you almost just want to open it, despite it being worth like hundreds of dollars. I wanted to open it so bad, and that's why I've been kind of chasing some of them loose now, even though I already have them in the package, because they just look so gosh darn awesome and unique outside of it. I mean, like, this is just sick. Come on now, you can't go wrong with that beauty. All right, now everything else here is still in the box, so this should be pretty exciting because I don't quite know what's in store with everything. All right, this is brand new. I know what this is right off the bat. You have Clutch Kringle, the brand new Christmas holiday release for 2023. One of the elves from Mater Saves Christmas. Seeing this on eBay, no one knew it was coming, right? It was a complete surprise. So when I first saw this on eBay, it brought me a joy I had not felt in a long, long time when collecting cars. And you guys might be thinking like, what do you mean? You're always so excited. You always are singing Mattel's praises most of the time and loving the cars, right? Like, that's the impression I give. And yes, I love, like, when I review West Flampus, that was great. Adam Rodriguez, like, I love those cars. They're great. But this just supersedes all of that. Paramount to all that cars on the road stuff is the nostalgia from the early 2000s, or the late 2000s rather, early 2010s. And Mater Saves Christmas came out in like 2009, 2010, that whole book. And the fact that they reached back like 13 years to get this release is really special. I think it's something that a lot of collectors should take to the bank, in the sense that, wow, Mattel, they are still capable of doing high-level diecasts, and not just milking cars on the road, racers, tractors, like whatever the main thing is out over the last few years. They could still do very awesome, highly coveted releases that no one would have ever expected, right? They canceled the reindeer in 2010, the snowmobile reindeer, and uncanceled him a couple years ago. And now we have this. So I'm just in awe. Like, I love this car. I will be reviewing it here. You'll see the review of this before the Giga Haul comes out, this very video you're watching, because this is a priority to me. On the back, you can see a bunch of other Christmas releases. Not all of them are being released this year. To my knowledge, we're getting McQueen, Sally, Mater, Doc, and the snowmobile. I don't think Ramon, Sarge, Luigi, or Guido are going to be out this year, unfortunately. And obviously, Fillmore is included with that. Santa Car, unless they do some sort of multi-pack, which at this point, anything is possible. However, it's definitely easier to market these singles to stores than it is a multi-pack. Like, it's much harder to get a store to sign on to taking a multi-pack than it is these singles that have been popping up at Kroger stores, Fred Meyer's, those grocery outlets across the United States. And apparently someone also found it at Target, which is a pretty big deal. I know some of the Christmas stuff popped up there last year. I didn't really find too much of it, but a lot of people did. So hopefully there is, not a lot of difficulty when it comes to finding Clutch Kringle because it will be a super popular release. There are 2 of him per case, which is a pretty awesome thing. Thank you, Mattel. That just is awesome. I can't say enough good things about that because it really just goes back to the roots of Cars. Even though it's not from any of the movies, it's not even from the original Cars. It's from the Mater Saves Christmas book from long, long ago. And I just, oh my gosh. All right, I'm gonna stop. I can't go on because that is just so cool. So cool to me. All right, we got a little plane action here. Love a good plane action. All right. This is not in the best of condition, but don't really expect it at this point. Yeah, this guy's in a little bit of rough shape, but it's kind of how it goes. Really can't complain about some of these things. But yeah, we have Yalkla here. Named after the director Clay Hall. It's just her name backwards. Yeah, this is one of the rarest planes Mattel ever released. I bet if you look this one up on eBay, probably goes for over $100 maybe. But yeah, it was one of the last planes they released as well. You can see that they had a lot more in store. They had a whole website up. They had these like silhouettes on the card backs teasing new stuff to come. And yeah, they canceled the line, and along with it, a whole bunch of what would have been really awesome new releases, most of which actually, well, a good portion weren't even planes. They were the vehicles, like the cars from the Planes movies, which I think would attract a bigger audience. So it's really a shame that they got axed. Yeah, kind of like Zed Custer, just imagine like a bunch of stuff like that. All right, we have some customs here now from Jared Darrow Designs. And you will eventually see videos on most of these. So one of his customs that he had done in the past is this corrosion seal stock car. Really cool. It's one of the stock cars that appears in the original Cars teaser trailer before they completely seemingly scrapped like everything from that teaser trailer. Some elements carried through like the Trunk Fresh sponsor or whatever. Maybe it was Nitro, but they redid almost all the sponsors, replaced them, gave them new colors. There was no like Bumblebee scene between Mater and McQueen. So it's actually, it's kind of interesting. And yeah, this is a really cool stock car custom that I've been wanting for a while and finally nabbed it. So thank you, Jared. We also have this red pickup truck here, who we're going to say is the red pickup truck from the like Emeryville gas station, or no, it's like a gas station somewhere at the end of Cars before the final race though, that Paul Valdez is at. I think Gil's there too. They're watching the final tiebreaker race. It was like a part of that montage where basically they're trying to tell you how big of a deal this final race is. Like the whole nation is captivated by it. It's not just Piston Cup fans. And then we have a Carbon Racer World Grand Prix Lightning McQueen. This was intended for the video game custom, or the video game paint job of him, the Cars 2 video game, Carbon McQueen. And yeah, very awesome, so different. Can't wait to review it. I hope you guys are excited for those. Give everybody else here a little more space, guys. Yeah, gotta love some new customs added to the collection. All right, next up, we got a humongous box here, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to put it on the table, but I could snab the goods from it, and we'll go from there. How does that sound? This is something that I've been after for absolutely ever, it feels. And you guys still might not be able to really tell what it is, but it is an ornament set of carified transportation vehicles from Disney World. I assume they did sell this like in the Disney parks at some point. We'll look down there in a little bit. But yeah, it was a long, long time ago. And I started going to the Disney parks like pretty consistently in like 2016. And from there on out, I know everything that they sell there, right? And this was before my time. And it just dried up. Like for whatever reason, it's one of those more obscure items. Like I'm not even sure if I would go as far as say it's like uber rare. And I'm sure like it is, right? But it's not necessarily uber rare because it was super limited, like maybe Race Damage Mood Springs or Bubba or El Matador was for Mattel, right? It's more super limited because, or super rare, because it's obscure. Not many people out there are vying for these ornaments, right? Not many people even know they exist. Like, I bet you didn't know this existed, right? There might be one person out there, and shout out to you, but I bet most of you guys didn't know these existed. And so I finally found one on eBay. It was actually kind of one of those nights where it's like you're bored and you're like thinking about stuff. And I'm like, hey, I remember, like, I always look for this thing. I haven't looked in a while. And bam, there was one on eBay. I scooped it up. The seller had like made offers on, like you can make an offer, but he set the minimum like so close to his buy it now price. It took me like all 5 of my allowed offers in order to get up to it, because I was like, no way he set it only at like a $10 range, basically. Like, he set his buy it now price, and then the like limit, the minimum for offers was only $10 below that, right? And you don't know what that is until you like keep trying. Anyways, enough rambling. This is awesome. This is sick. You got a bus up top. You got a monorail. You got one of these little shuttles here with Mia. This is actually, big time, right? Mia or Tia with the mini hat on, which is really cool to see. And the boat from the Jungle Cruise, which is crazy. Oh my God, this is so sick to me. I mean, the fact that you're adding so many different characters essentially to the collection gets me really excited. I don't know if I'm gonna open it or not. I think I might be able to open it without like damaging the packaging or anything, but I'll probably do a video on it eventually. I'm just super happy to finally have these in the collection. It does say retain package for storage, not a toy, decorative item only. That's right, Copa. What the hell, Copa? Get out of here, right? Yeah, authentic, originally Disney Parks item. Good stuff. Very excited about that. Something that, is going to really stand out. Like, when I look back on the Giga hauls, this is like, oh yeah, that was the ornament sent Giga haul, right? All right, I have another ginormous box here. This is also from the same friend who sent the fabulous Doc Hudson, Leroy Hemming, and Suki, who we showed earlier in the Giga haul. That was a nice find, I'll give her that, but what she found literally yesterday, she was able to get shipped out like immediately, is even better, because she found a full case M at her local Target, and obviously that's a final case of 2023 singles, has a lot of great stuff in it, not only new to the case, but also carrying over from some of the rare cases of the year, like Case L. Squat carried over. I did find Squat, but I opened that one up to review for you guys, so I needed one in the package. So this is very, very exciting. Squat's fantastic. Although my friend, she's the one who I've done the shorts with reacting to cars. She does not like Squat. I'm just going to put it out there. She said, what did she say? She said something about Squat. I think she told me later on that it was like a car mixed with a porcupine. Actually kind of funny, because it does seem to look like that a little bit. All right, next up we have an even better carryover to Case M in my opinion, and that is Adam Rodriguez, who debuted in Case J of this year. And obviously the Walmart version of Case J did not feature him. Target never got in Case J, or if they did, it was like super duper limited. So yeah, this is really exciting to have an Adam Rodriguez now to keep in the package. I think the only car I'm gonna need after this is like a Randy to keep in the package, which he was supposed to be in Case M as well, and they cut him from it. Yeah, good stuff. His like case mate from Case J, Wes Flanapis, who also was not included in the Walmart version of that case, but carried over to Case K. So that is how the West Flanapis usurped Rodriguez in terms of availability. All right, next up here we have our first new to Case M car, and that is Kabuto with Flames, a single of Kabuto with Flames here. Now this is a little lame, I would say, because they did just release Kabuto with Flames in a 2-pack with Kabuto Ninja like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. So I'm not really sure why they are repeating him. Like, when you go ahead, like, I mean, they designed these main lines a long time in advance, right? So I'm not sure when they were designing the 2023 main line, they were like, all right, we're going to do a Kabuto with Flames and Ninja 2-pack. It's going to be great. And then, like, well, let's just do another one. Like, let's just do another Kabuto with flames. I don't get it. But granted, it is a really cool release because he's got the new expression looking off to his side, which is the version of him that they canceled in 2010. They did technically uncancel Kabuto with flames in 2013 or 14 in a Cars 2 Walmart exclusive 3-pack, but the expression was identical to just regular Kabuto that no one really cared about. And so now they are releasing Kabuto with flames again and with the desired expression. So good stuff there. On the back now, you could see all 4 of the singles they did for Tokyo Mater this year. Drift Party Mater, Patoka, Ito-san, and now Kabuto with flames, who is just an awesome stock image. You can't even see the flames on the back. And obviously, they don't even refer to him as Kabuto with flames, just Kabuto, which irritates me. I hate when they do that. I really hate when they do that. But there's another car in a couple moments here that they could have done that same treatment to, but for whatever reason, they actually got this one right. Who could it be? Who could it be, guys? Miles Axelrod with open hood. So, all right, guys, here's a real brain twister for you. Last year in 2022, Mattel released Miles Axelrod, the regular version, okay? Who you can call Miles Axelrod. And Miles Axelrod with microphone, a completely different release. Same character, but different expression, and include the microphone. But they referred to both of them right here as the exact same thing. On that little tire track, they called both of them Miles Axelrod. So when you look at them on the pegs, you see both of them have the same artwork. Both of them have the same name. The only difference, like visually, is you have a little microphone right there. Horrible marketing, just absolutely unforgivable. Like, whoever made that mistake really needs to get their butt fired, because both Miles Axelrods were in the same case, you would have them on the pegs at the same time. Not to say that if they were in different cases, they wouldn't somehow end up on the same pegs together, right? Because that's very possible too. But you look at them on the pegs together, you're only likely to buy one Miles Axelrod. Most people are not recognizing that difference, that one of them has a microphone, one does not. And even still, why would you release both of them at the same time? I think most people would opt for the Miles Axelrod with the microphone because you get an extra accessory and the expression is much more happy. It's better looking than the regular version. And so now they have learned from their mistakes, not my mistakes, but they have taken my advice and not only put the correct artwork for Miles Axelrod with open hood, good job, they also signified him as such. Very good. Great job, Mattel. However, you are not free of criticism because, lo and behold, surprise, surprise, you were never supposed to release Miles Axelrod with open hood ever again. You released them in 2013 as a chase, which means you get one release in that given year. You might be included in multiple cases that year, but typically not, and you will never be re-released again. Now, they did break that rule last year in 2022 with Lee Race, a chase from 2014, and now they've continued the trend, broke it again in 2023 here with Miles Axelrod with open hood. So if anyone from Mattel out there is watching, I know I sound like such a whiny little collector right now, but seriously though, you guys set the rules. You told us chases were never to be re-released, and yet here we are with back-to-back chases being released in consecutive years. Great job, Mattel. It's like, well, at least you got the presentation of it right. We'll give you that. It is a new Thailand variant, obviously, because they held their end of the bargain all the way up until now. So it's not like he was re-released, when China was still making cars. But it looks nice. It's a nice version of Miles. I mean, releasing 3 versions of Miles in 2 years does seem a bit excessive to me. I don't think they should have done both Miles last year. But hey, then again, you're giving Cars 2 some more attention. That's never a bad thing because it really ain't so bad, and it has a great offering in terms of diecast. On the back here, you have Miles himself with the open hood, Francesco Bernoulli, Mark Wheelson, who we'll see here in a moment, Raul Suki, who you saw earlier, and Jeff Gorvet, all of which are correctly from Cars 2. So good job there, Mattel. And this guy's on a mint card, and that makes me really happy. All right, moving right along here. We have another very good carryover who debuted in case H of this year, and that is Jeremy. Now, you guys probably know my whole rigmarole that I'm about to go into. Jeremy debuted in case H of 2023, but was not included in the Walmart version of that case. Mateo, Cryptid Buster McQueen, they were. Jeremy got the short end of the stick. And then on the flip side of that, yep, Target didn't get in case H, which means Jeremy was nowhere to be found. Thankfully, though, he is in case M, and case M is being found at Targets across the United States. Good stuff there for sure. Jeremy is one of the best releases this year, I'd say. I really love his personality, and he's a pretty iconic character from the show. On the mint card. So yeah, thank you. You know who you are. You know who you are. Appreciate your help getting these. Literally, she found these yesterday. I know you won't be seeing this like on the correct days, but the day I'm recording this, yesterday she found these, shipped them out yesterday. They're here today. That's less than 24 hours almost. It's kind of crazy. All right, moving right along. Can't do that one yet. We got to get you guys a little excited. All right, here's another one. Yeah, we're going to go back to Miles Axelrod for a second, actually. So not only did Mattel re-release a Chase, which is a car that was never supposed to be released, they put two of them in this case, right? They're like, all right, we got Jeremy, we got Kaboom with Flames, Am Rodriguez, Squat, we got Mark Wilson. You'll see another one here. Who do we put two of? Like, we got one more spot. Let's double up on one of these. Oh, yeah, let's do Miles Axelrod with open hood. Yes, the obscure variant Chase that we were never supposed to release ever again. Let's do that one. Like, let's really give it to them. Let's really put it up in their face. Oh, my gosh, Mattel, you cracked me up. But, yeah, I had to get both of them because you know me. I might open one up because it's a new Thailand variant. And then the true, you know what, we're not going to do that. I know, I'm just going to tease you guys for a little bit more. We got two more here. Oh, this is another minty card. Got Mark Wilson, one of the police officers from Cars 2, one of the Bobbies. Very nice. Interesting. Not really sure why we needed him again, but again, it's a great return to attention to Cars 2. He's actually quite heavy. You know what Mattel should have done, and I would have been okay with it? Change his name, give him a slightly different expression, and then bam, you got a new character. Easy as that. You can put the new sign up there. You're done, right? Because Mark Wilson was released as a single, back in 2013. Has never been re-released, but Mattel did exactly what I said they should have done now in 2015 when they re-released a gray, yellow, and blue police officer, changed the expression, called him Siren Carberini. They did the same for the black and blue police officer, changed his name, called him Scott Spark, released as a single. There, you just doubled the police officers by tweaking a couple things. They could have done that now, and then we would have had three, but they decided not to. And it's not that bad. This guy's heavy. Like, he feels pretty hefty. A new Thailand variant again. You got the same stuff on the back as Miles. But yeah, this is cool. It definitely kind of changes up the dynamic of the pegs and how they look. Like, I'm big on that. I'm big on aesthetics. It's like you look at the pegs and you see a lot of this these days. A lot of Maypillar Durevs and a lot of all that crap. Now you had all this Cars 2 action, even a Cars Tune Tokyo Mater guy, and things look a little different. It like attracts your attention more, from the more casual fan perhaps. And then last but not least is a great way to end 2023, and that is Todd the Pizza Planet truck. The first time for him being released from Thailand, and he looks fan-flippin-tastic. Oh, it's always a treat when you get Todd. We got Todd in 2009. We got Todd in 2014. Treat. And then 2017, we got Todd clean. A clean version of Todd. No rust, no dirt, no grime, nothing. Technically, I guess the Cars 3 version of Todd. Although when Todd appears in Cars 3, it's at the Demolition Derby, where he most certainly is not clean, but we'll take it. And here we are, 2023 yet again. Now, actually, does that almost play out to every 6 years, kind of? Yeah, it almost does. 2009 to 2014, that's 5 years. To then 2017. All right, so yeah, it's not quite, but they do put a good amount of space, and this was the most space ever between Todd releases, 2017 to 2023. That's a big gap because it was also, let's think about it, it was May of 2017 when we got that Todd. He was exclusive to Walgreens for the United States at least, and here we are now, October of 2023. That is like 6.25 years later. Really crazy stuff. Really vibing though with Todd. It's first time, like I said, from Thailand. That makes this the third new Thailand variant of this case. And there hasn't been many of those over the last like 5-6 cases. He looks a little dirtier almost. So I will most definitely be doing a video on him. I hope to get a bunch more though, because I love Todd. But yeah, I need to get some more of them. Hopefully, though, I might open this one. It's not on the best of card. But yeah, good stuff. Love it. Absolutely adore it. And there you guys have at least this extra segment for Giga Haul Part 21. I probably will wait for like a couple more items to come in and then do one final segment and then end this haul, because I know the previous part was only like already 28 minutes. This is like another 28 minutes. And so we're getting up to an hour, kind of crazy. But you guys know me. I like doing these long Giga hauls. That's just kind of how I roll. And I will see you guys soon for another video. Actually, no, what am I saying? No, I'll see you guys like in a couple seconds for another segment of GH21. And we're back with a few more items, some really good ones to conclude Giga Haul Part 21. First off, this won't really make an appearance in any other of my videos, so I figured I'd show it here. A nice Disney 100 character car set from Hot Wheels that I grabbed at Meijer the other day. They had some of the Disney Cars 5-packs as well, and only one of these, so I made sure to grab it. It's a nice presentation, even though all of these are re-releases. You got the main Mickey Mouse characters, the core group right there. Very cool. Good to see them all together like this. So yeah, gonna keep that in the package. This really should be considered the Air Giga Haul, the Giga Haul of Airs, because I've already shown you like 4, and there's a couple more in this last segment here. First off, Louise with Matchbox tires. This is one of my favorite Airs I've gotten in a long time. That supersedes, I think, the ones we showed earlier today. I mean, an unpanned mouth, mixed tire, whatever. But yeah, this is a mixed tire from a completely different brand. I know it's still Mattel, but both of those front tires there are Matchbox tires. Crazy to see that on a Mattel car here. Just super wild, almost like a prototype in some sense. And yeah, you could also kind of see that the stamping S23A is in a different, like stenciling, different kind of texture than it is on Lisa here. So that's very strange to me. Maybe it has something to do with that Air. But yeah, definitely one of my favorites. Yeah, this pack's just wonky altogether. Lisa has like a little smudge mark on her hood there, as you can see. So cool to have that. And there you definitely don't see every day. And I think this will be the last Air for the day. And it's one of my favorite kinds of Airs. You guys know what that is, right? The no eyes Airs. Now, usually I like the ones where the eyes are just like completely white, like the... Here, I'll show you guys. Either they're painted over, like when they used to be made in China, they would be painted over like the same color as the main body, like a Sally would just be blue over the eyes. But now Thailand, if it's a no eyes Air, it's white. Like it's just completely like a ghost face. Looks really weird, like this Caleb Worley here. However, here we have Dale Ruffalo, and they just completely were like, yeah, no, don't really want to put a cab in there. We're going to make this one a little different. You know, stick a human in there, make it really freaky. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. It is all riveted and everything. They just literally did not put that piece in there. And it looks kind of strange. Like I feel like there's a bigger crack in between like the hat there and the rest of the body. Very interesting. Another nice Air for sure. Yeah, just completely missing that, windshield piece and probably a little bit of the interior. So yeah, good stuff. Definitely a very underrated release as well. Dale Ruffalo, a gasket semi-cap from Cars 1, came out in 2020 during the lockdown. Great memories of this guy. I think it's one of the best deluxes over the last few years. And I think it's super underrated. Like, no one gives Mattel enough credit for literally releasing a brand new Piston Cup semi, something that they really had not done much of. They did a few times, but not much since 2010. All right, and then we got a couple more things going on here. Oops, we got, all right, this stuff is all from AliExpress. I was kind of banking on these being samples, but I don't believe they are. Somebody told me in the Battle Force 5 community that if I ordered these, they'd be samples. And yeah, they definitely don't seem to be. I do not believe they are. I mean, they might still be. I'll have to investigate, but this is just a loose chopper here. Just put him back in his little baggie for now. I got a Zelix here. Oh yeah, this one is a sample, I guess, maybe. Because it's got the straps here around the tires. Maybe it's just from a multi-pack. I'm not really sure. I really need to investigate a little bit more. Because I would like to know. They're certainly not in great condition, I'll tell you that. But they don't have like a little white sticker on them that really makes it seem like a sample. Here we have another one without that. The twist ties in between the tires. And then here we go with another chopper. Good stuff. Still nice to have. They were super cheap. Like, you get these for like $2.84 or something like that on AliExpress. So I'm not too bent out of shape about it. And then the final item is another, let's see, such an interesting way of packing these. I'm not sure if I fully condone this style of packaging. I really am not keen on this like netting here. It literally looks like a bear trap in the woods. But yeah, some more Battle Force 5 stuff from a friend of mine. These things are so hard to come by, so had to take advantage when I could. Yeah, we got 4 fused singles, including a Scarab here, which is one of the more exciting, wild-looking models that they have. I don't believe they did a great job of making this one look like it does in the show. But it's kind of hard. I mean, the ones in the show, they're just so intricate and very, very out there looking models. And I think they do a better job on some of these than they do others. Like, I think the Gear Slammer looks really good. Split Wire, most of the actual Battle Force 5 team members look really solid. And I do think this Primeval is one of the better ones as well. I love them all, but some of them I just think are more realistic than others. This is one of the rarest Battle Force 5 singles there is out there, just because it's, you know, one of the last ones released for the second season before they canceled the rest. Grimion here is the driver, the new Vandal in the second season, if you guys care. And here we have Tangler ATV in the Fusion Vortex paint job. Completely blue. Very nice. I love the material they use for this and how some of the pieces are translucent. Looks really cool, like the tires and the like hydraulics there. Very cool. They did a lot of variants, actually, surprisingly. They took a page of the Disney Cars book and making a lot of variants for some of these more main characters. Same thing here for Vert Wheeler and his Saber. It's such a, like, this happens all the time in the show, like they fuse their vehicles and they look like this, but it's for like a brief second every single time. You don't even think that would be a variant. Like, you think if they were going to do variants, it would be like damage variants or something like that. Really, these came out of left field, but they look cool. You know, it kind of gives, you know, an excuse for them to do alternative paint jobs for some of those main characters. So that is all I have for you guys for Giga Haul Part 21. Let me know in the comment section below, what is something you recently have acquired at a store, over eBay, online, whatever it may be, from your aunt, whoever, however, wherever, whyever. Let me know in the comment section below. What the hell? I mean, let's just have a conversation down there. I'd love talking cars. I'll see you guys soon for another video. Hope you enjoyed. Bye now.